So now let's go check out our invoices. Now we have a couple invoices for her. I'm going to go right here, invoices year to date. Boom, what have I got? Okay, and this one was for the, like I realized that there's two invoices. It's this easy. What do we got here? We had a couple tables. We had zero cloth. This is the one that I did. Let's go back. So I bet you the other one has even more. Okay, here's a bunch more stuff. Hurricane lamps, you currently had 8. She wanted 2 more, which each one of them was $5, so that's going to increase that, no problem. And round tables, she had 10. So is this basically what we would be doing? She needs a couple more tables somewhere in there? Okay, let's figure it out.
The round tables.
No, she wanted a total of 14 rounds?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Watch this. So I'm currently on invoice number 24. I'm on the printable invoice page. I can't do anything in here, okay? However, I see some handy-dandy little links, okay? I'm going to click on this guy, get into edit mode. Now look at all these links and hotspots that are available, okay? Remove, update, do, label, do, you know, whatever. I'm in edit mode now, okay? So we're going to come down. The first thing we're going to do is hurricane lamps. Currently we have 8 for $5 for $40, and she wanted 2 more. So I'm going to show you something that's going to kind of happen, and then we're going to fix it, okay? Right now we're currently at 1,040, and everything's happy. It's good to go. Like it's really happy. As soon as we start changing things, it's instantly going to kind of get out of whack just a little bit. We purposely leave it out of whack until you're done, and then you put it back in whack, and it's good to go again. Okay? So the way that we flag it to tell you that something's happening is we purposely kind of break that connection and say, okay, stay out of whack as long as you want. And then in order to flow to the next thing, you go forward. So in an assembly line type of ordeal, what we do is instead of like advancing the ball, we virtually take it back one. Okay? Whoa. We're still kind of in quasi-edit mode. First thing we're going to do, hurricane lamps, edit. What it does, I'm actually on the exact same page. You can see my form right here, but if I scroll up just to show you, look at this. I'm still on the edit line items page. It just pulled me down information for the one that I was asking for. Okay, I'm still on the edit page. And she said she wanted 2 more. Is that correct? Oh, sorry, my bad. There was 8, so that would have been a total of 10. I just put 2. Okay, so here's basically the settings that are being held behind the scenes. I know it's the hurricane lamps. I know that it's particularly this vendor. It's a $5 per. It's currently a miscellaneous sales tax, so it's going to basically recalculate the system at 0. And I'm going to say edit the line items. Click. Okay, so immediately I'm starting to kind of see some possible problems here, okay? It's kind of saying, whoa, just so you know, you're starting to get out of sync a little bit. But look at this. I'm super happy. If I come down to my hurricane lamps, I'm now at 10. That's where I wanted it to be. Okay, I'm gonna purposely leave it out of sync right now, just so you can kind of see me fix the rest, and then we're going to kind of fix it, okay? So we're going to 6-foot rounds, is that correct? We currently have 8, and we want to go up to 14. So we're going to click on Edit. We're going to change 8 to 14. It had a 0 price, and come on down and say Edit. Okay, so at this point, I now have 14 rounds, and I now have 10 hurricane lamps. I have altered an invoice. As soon as I altered it, I want you to know that it's actually recording some information, okay? Okay, we applied some payments. It kind of is telling me some of the story. I created it yesterday at 2 p.m. and this morning at 10 and at 10:13, somebody was playing with updating a line item, okay? It's just kind of lightly saying, hey, just so you know, somebody's touched this. Okay, so currently we're out of kilter just a little bit by $10. How do you fix this? Shannon, I know you know how to fix this. Can I call on you? How would you fix this?
I think you would go to edit the main.
Correct. Okay, so right here, I go to the edit the main. And the reason that we do this, I'm going to kind of draw some pictures really quick, just so you can see what's going on in a... So this is a teeny invoice. I made it really small, but I want to show you something, okay? This is the main. This is the line items. These are your payments. Can you guys see how there's different parts of the invoice? Okay, the line items are great. We just adjusted those. The payments currently are fine, okay? And this is the problem. So we're going to do edit main. I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of that. And I'll go back up to the full size. Okay, so scroll to the top, edit main, click. We come down and find the amount. Currently says 1040, but it's supposed to be 1050. So it's literally this easy. And I might even put something in here. Do I want it on printable or non-printable? Okay, just a quick little internal note type thing and say, edit that invoice. It doesn't print, doesn't show. I'm super happy now. I'm super happy here, and it's good to go. So basically what happens down here at the bottom, it now says, hey, guess what? I owe $10 more on this. This one was 100% paid off. Okay? We had paid it off, but guess what? It now says, hey, I'm still owed on that one. So if I were to actually go to her particular log and look at what she owes me, 560. Okay? And if I click on this, it'll actually come in and say, she owed me $10 on that one. Even though it was paid off at one point, it automatically rolled that one back in and said, hey, just so you know, you owe me $10 more on this. But I'm documenting a story this whole way along. I was at the customer, she called, I documented it. I went to the invoice, I changed it. The system documented it for me, a few things, okay? And then I added even a little internal note that is searchable if I want, but it's not going to print on her invoice. So if I actually click on the printable invoice for this thing, you won't see anywhere the note that says, hey, I changed this. But if I go to edit main, I have full information on what I did. Okay, that's internal noting type of stuff. But that's a technical term. Internal noting. just kidding.
But that helps because then the accountant says, whoa, 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 is this $10? And instead of having to hunt me down and ask me what the $10 is about, he can go in and look at the notes and go, oh, here's what happened, right?
Correct, correct. So every single thing has a time block that happens on it, okay? And like if you get lost and like, whoa, what in the heck happened type thing, I want to show you this. This is another part of Adilas that's just kind of part of it. If we go home, we go to History homepage, we hit go. Every single day it pulls up a historical report as well, okay? It doesn't automatically show you unless you ask for it. But if I click on it, if I literally click on this, it'll tell me all of the different little pieces that I did. If I actually wanted to see this in a single day, you want to see the play-by-play of what we've done so far? I'll click on all. Okay, so this morning we started. At 9:37, we sold some items. At 9:37, we did this. At 9:40, we did this. At 9, like, here's all the different people who I'm talking and dealing with. Okay, customer, invoice, invoice, statement, customer, invoice, invoice. Like it's kind of, this is the play-by-play of, this is your log, what's going on, but this is all done behind the scenes. This is called the system history. Okay. It has a lot of information here that you can just read as a human versus like, I mean, I know that these may not be super, this is actually this person's ID number, okay? So instead of saying Cheryl Moore, guess what you say? Invoice 24. You say customer, this is how the customer thinks of it, okay? Customer 331190, okay? She automatically knows that that's Stephanie Smith. So if Stephanie Smith's name changes, guess what? All of her information is still attached to 331190. Okay, that's called an ID number. That's technical, but that's kind of how things are kind of labeled and or connected behind the scenes. Yes,
okay,
Cheryl.
I know that, okay, so when you, that ID number, is that ID number like that because the customer IDs, every customer in Adilas as a university has an ID number, so that customer ID number that it's generating is not just, I mean, it's specific to my business, but that's the reason it didn't start 1, 2, and my business is because university-wise, universal-wise.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. She's talking way out here. That's awesome.
In that level, the computer is generating that number, and so every customer throughout Adilas has an ID number.
Correct. So things that we know are specific, like every user is done on a global table, okay? Whoa, 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 because I know this user might end up transversing over to this world, okay? I don't want you to have your own little number and somebody else have that same number if you're going to be flip-flopping worlds, okay? Customers, I'm not sure if they're going to be flip-flopping worlds, but I need to make sure that's an independent single piece, okay? But I loved how you said pull it out to the universe level. Can I tell you some future vision of where we're going? Okay, there's a number of tables right now that are world-specific to your corporation. So every single time that you want to add invoice line items to something, we have your own little table because we know that that one's going to grow like crazy. Somebody might be like, hey, I hardly ever do any invoices. Somebody else might be like, I do 300 a day or whatever, or more, or whatever their numbers are, okay? So we make independent little tables in your little world according to that. But there are certain ones that's kind of global, kind of like, cool, hey, I don't really get that much activity. I can totally stay as my own global entity and be fine. Where we're headed is actually taking all of those global tables and putting them into even smaller packages so that everything will be completely mobile. Currently, if you want to do Adilas stuff, you have to go to Adilas.biz. But if we can take all of this stuff and say, hey, we can let you be as mobile as you want on the universe level. Imagine if you had mydomain.com, whatever it was, okay? Sally's Business, Cheryl'sHerb.com, or whatever, okay? Like basically what you could do is you could take the Adilas functionality and virtually transpose it onto that world, and that becomes its own little entity, okay? So instead of playing in this giant solar system type thing, we can basically say, you know what? We're going to let you create your own little solar system right out here and your own little solar system right here, and you're going to have how many worlds are you going to have in your solar system versus like one giant one. So basically what I'm trying to say in a nutshell is we are in the process of, we're going to be chopping and cutting a bunch of that stuff up so that it makes it more mobile. So what we're going to do is the little accounts that are $17 a month, we're going to put a whole bunch of them in one solar system because they're really not hitting us that hard. But the people who are doing 300 or 1,000 invoices a day, they're going to be in their own solar system. That way they're not affecting all the other people. And it also helps us for hack prevention type stuff, okay? So if you have all these different solar systems and somebody tries to hack in, guess what? They only hacked into this little itsy-bitsy teeny little thing. Like, I'm not trying to scare you or anything like that. We live in a virtual digital world. We do as much as we can to prevent that, but on purpose we're going to try to spread it out so that it makes it even harder for people to...
You're going to have to put a whole new level. You're going to have to put a galaxy and then a universe.
Good call, good call. We'll leave it right here for now because otherwise I think people will go, whoa, no comprendo, you know? Okay, great. We've kind of bounced in and out. Do you have any questions on that? Cause and effect relationships, we just had a bunch. We had a phone call, we logged it. We then went to an invoice, we changed it. And as soon as we did that, it automatically cascaded itself. Oh, cool, I've got new quantities, I've got new notes, and my receivables went back up. Even though it was paid off, it flipped it, okay? The whole thing is documented there as far as when did I get the payment? How much was it? What did this happen? Okay? What did this do? Like, the whole thing is kind of being documented.